The summer months are upon us. Kids are out of school, and you're probably looking for something to keep them busy without breaking the bank. I'm digital anchor Brandi Smith here with a few suggestions, free hidden gems you might want to add to your summer to-do list. First up, one of the most photographed places in Houston, Smither Park. This Houston park is one of a kind.
It's Houston's first art park.
Here, the normally mundane is ornate. Tables, pillars, light poles, all covered in mosaics.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of different little pieces.
At Smither Park, even the sidewalks are works of art.
It has an essence of Gaudi mixed with the diversity and the colorfulness that is Houston. It is built by the people, for the people.
And it is still very much a work in progress.
We have artists coming out here every weekend who are continuing to adorn the space with mosaics.
You really want to look at the details here, the materials used to create these mosaics. Anything from shells to dishes to stones and so much more.
Basically anything that people are discarding, we've taken and incorporated it into the sculptures here.
Jonathan Beitler works for the Orange Show Center for Visionary Art, a nonprofit that serves as a hub for Houston's folk art scene. It's the same group that organizes the Art Car Parade and operates the iconic Beer Can House. It brought together the more than 300 artists
who came here to basically build a beautiful mosaic park for the community.
Smither Park features several nooks, the memory wall, a pavilion, and an amphitheater.
It's certainly a focal point of the park. It allows us the opportunity to have concerts, movies, poetry readings, dance performances. We do a whole slew of programming here throughout the year.
And it's open from dawn to dusk every day.
Come have a picnic, bring your friends, bring your phone, take some photos, and really enjoy this piece of beauty right here in Houston.
If you're looking for more than photos, maybe a place to burn off some energy, head to Exploration Green in Clear Lake. It's a work in progress, but already it's serving two purposes.
This is really a resilience project.
In 2005, the Clear Lake City Water Authority decided to buy a 178-acre golf course.
It took another 6 years to complete the purchase, and another 2 years after that before we completed the master plan, which was created based on community input.
The community wanted flood protection.
The common model at that time was to dig a hole and put a fence around it. And that was it. Then you go off and leave it. And we wanted more than that.
The result is Exploration Green. This is phase 1. Phase 1 and 2 are complete. Phases 3 and 4 are in the works, and phase 5 is as yet untouched.
It's been very gratifying.
Even before phase 1 was finished, when Harvey hit, it delivered on its goal when it prevented flooding in about 150 homes.
Proof of concept, it works.
Once phase 5 is complete, organizers say Exploration Green will offer 500 million gallons of stormwater retention, with the potential of saving 2,000 Clear Lake homes.
This has done a lot for the community.
We've got over 300 people per day that use the area, walk the trails, bike the trails, jog on the trail.
One of the things that you'll notice on the trail is it's about 6 to 8 feet below the main grade. That gives trail users a more immersive experience and provides a little security for homeowners.
When you walk the trails, you don't feel the houses around you. You feel like you're out in the middle of a nature reserve.
Especially during the seasonal migration that brings thousands of birds through Clear Lake.
They need a place to stop and rest. And so the Bird Habitat Island was designed to bring them in, a safe place to rest, that with the water around it, they didn't have to worry about predatory animals coming after them and scaring them off.
You'll just see flocks of different birds come through and stay for a couple weeks and then move on.
If you're wondering about the unofficial state bird of Texas, the mosquito, not to worry. The nature park is home to bats, chimney swifts, and mosquito fish.
I can get eaten alive with mosquitoes in my backyard and come over here and not get a single bite because the birds in nature takes care of it.
All of this is a massive effort, spearheaded by the Exploration Green Conservancy in partnership with the Clear Lake City Water Authority and powered by volunteers.
We've got over 1,000 volunteers that have made this possible.
They plant trees, build habitat, donate benches, and keep the area clean.
What we've done is converted an abandoned golf course into a water retention facility that prevents flooding in the Clear Lake area, and also made it into the beautiful community amenity that you see here today.
From the south side of town to the north, in Montgomery, you'll find a park with two meanings. Memory Park memorializes loved ones and provides a space to make new memories.
I think to come out and walk this park shows so many things to so many different people.
There's the almost zen waterfall and stream, the pond stocked with huge koi and always hungry turtles,
Oh yeah, he's coming right on up.
the little free library where kids can grab a book to enjoy in the literacy garden or reading spot, the tile wall where Montgomery children left their mark, and the individual nooks.
That have been dedicated to people either in honor or in memory.
The gardens scattered along the trail are all tributes.
When it's finished, it is truly a memory, and a very fond memory that people can cherish the rest of their lives.
This is where a new memory garden will be built in the very near future.
It is always evolving. In fact, we've often wondered at what point in time do we stop, but right now we still have a lot of undeveloped area.
A lot of room for old memories in a space that is already generating new ones.
I know that we've had several marriage proposals, we've had some funerals, we've had a lot of graduations.
Memory Park allows visitors to honor the past by very much living in the present.
This is a dream come true for a lot of people.
It is kind of a hidden gem.
One of the most popular running trails in the country is the 3-mile loop at Memorial Park. But so many of the folks who use it have no idea how much history they're passing along the way.
Prior to being Memorial Park, this had been a military training facility to serve World War I.
Camp Logan stretched across more than 7,000 acres in Houston, home to thousands of soldiers training to fight abroad. When the war ended and the camp shut down, the city of Houston opted to turn this 1,500 acres into a park.
Memorial Park was named to honor those who served.
Few people know as much about the park's history as Shelley Arnold. She leads the Memorial Park Conservancy, which put together a master plan that the City Council approved in 2015.
And the master plan contains a number of projects, some of which actually directly honor those who served here in Memorial Park in what was then Camp Logan.
Some of those projects are already complete.
Where we're standing right now was a road that led into Camp Logan. The way we honor that in this project is with this axis. So we have an axis of monuments and an axis of trees, and it leads straight down to Hines Lake and then across the lake.
The new buildings that went up as part of the Eastern Glades project are inspired by the tents that housed soldiers at Camp Logan as well.
It's utilitarian, it's pitched, it's kind of low slung, it's open. It looks a little temporary, like the tents.
The camp did have some permanent structures, and deep in the trees that surround the loop, you can see their remnants, fragments of history, hidden for now. These aren't far from the 370th Prairie, named for the 370th Infantry Regiment, an African-American regiment commanded entirely by black officers.
Because of the discriminatory laws during the time of World War I, it was not allowed to serve with the U.S. military. It served instead with the French military and was the most decorated regiment of any in World War I.
While the regiment was from Illinois, the soldiers trained at Camp Logan, living here while they did.
We have been developing this prairie and restoring the site where they camped, which is right here along the easement, and it will be part of our Memorial Groves project to honor all of those who served.
Its origins stem from Camp Logan, but Memorial Park has generated history of its own since its creation.
So when you come to Picnic Loop, what you might think are, wow, those are really old tables. I wonder why they don't replace those tables. They're actually artifacts of Memorial Park and perhaps the nation's history.
Conservation experts believe they were built in the 1930s as part of the Civilian Conservation Corps. That means they've been here for going on a century.
And they are a really important part of Memorial Park's history.
You'll find them in the Picnic Loop, perhaps best known as being where the Rodeo Houston trail riders come in to set up camp, a tradition that started more than 60 years ago.
It's part of the park's history, it's part of the city's history, it's part of the region's history.
History that is living and breathing, just like the Houstonians who fill its trails. There's actually even more Memorial Park history to cover. You can read more about it on khou.com. Just keep an eye out for this article. I think everyone in Houston knows about Memorial Park, but have you ever heard of JAPHET Creek Park? It's a tiny little park on the south end of 5th Ward that allows neighbors to get in touch with nature.
JAPHET Creek is a little tributary that heads up from Buffalo Bayou into the 5th Ward neighborhood. So it's special because it's really one of the only places that the 5th Ward can really connect with Buffalo Bayou right now.
Connecting with the bayou means connecting with nature, even if that happens to be smack dab in between metal recycling yards on Clinton Drive. At the intersection with Emile, if you keep an eye out, you'll see the park's iron sign. There's a good-sized parking lot so you can get out and explore the creek's lush surroundings. There's even a short trail through the park and plenty of opportunities to sit and check out the view.
We want to make sure that people are able to come and enjoy it.
That's why Buffalo Bayou Partnership has JAPHET Creek on its to-do list, just shining up this hidden gem a little. The project is part of the Buffalo Bayou East Master Plan.
To really just clean up this site and make it accessible, more accessible for community members.
The master plan's goal is to connect Buffalo Bayou Park to the Port of Houston turning basin with more trails and green spaces.
And in Buffalo Bayou Park, people can see how, accessing the bayou and the waterfront is really a very special amenity. So we can't wait to expand that throughout the entire 10 miles from Shepherd to the port.
The partnership isn't wasting any time. Work on JAPHET Creek Park is slated to start soon.
You should actually be able to see some progress by the end of this year.
Want to take a closer look at plans for JAPHET Creek Park or the whole Buffalo Bayou East plan? We have that information linked on khou.com. Now, up the bayou from JAPHET Creek, you'll find Eleanor Tinsley Park. Its pedestrian bridge over Allen Parkway offers up the perfect spot for photo ops or romantic moments.
The feeling that you get when you get on the bridge is just blissful. I could actually feel the love of other people that had been there prior to me going there.
And there were many before unique triplet surprised her wife with a visit last fall.
She was like, whoa, what is this? And I was like, this is the Lovelock Bridge. And we get to, add our little piece of history to it, get to add our own little lock.
The lock is simple. Marked with a heart.
Brass lock.
Jessica and Damien,
red glitter glue,
added some sparkle to theirs.
And it was near the gap where you could see downtown in the fence.
That view adds another layer of love.
It's not only the love of yourself, the love of your partner, but love of the city of Houston. And to be able to get to see it while you're on the bridge is amazing.
All of that makes this a photographer's dream.
I've always wanted to go to Paris and go to the Lovelock Bridge. And when I found out it was one here, I was like, oh my God, let's do it.
Now that Jessica and Damien secured their love here,
hopefully one day, we'll be able to go back with our own kids and find our lock and put a little lock on that one, like a family thing. So,
but in the meantime, they will keep looking for more semi-secret spots like Houston's Lovelock Bridge.
Being native Houstonians and just learning about it, I just encourage everybody to go out there and explore the city, no matter how long you've been here. We're constantly finding new little niche things to do and see, and it makes you fall in love with the city again.
The only thing a visit to the Lovelock Bridge will cost you is the price of a lock if you decide to add to it. Same for the Lovelock's tree up in Spring, which we found out about from KHU 11 viewer Valeria.
It just was a crazy idea after seeing Lovelocks put on the strangest places. I just thought, we've got to have something in Spring. We didn't have a bridge and we didn't have a river.
What Kelly Spear did have was a 100-year-old tree standing outside Lana Williams Gallery.
We just thought, well, we'll wrap it with some fencing and see what happens.
This is what happened. Hundreds of people latched onto the idea.
I never dreamed it would take off like it did.
Including Ana and Vicente Viñas. On February 10th of last year, they were walking through Old Town when he spotted the tree.
He asked me to stop in the store. He went and bought a lot. And we didn't put no more attention to it. And we were bringing it on Valentine's Day to put it on.
But then the winter storm hit, keeping the couple at home. Ana and Vicente, who was terminally ill, made a new plan. They'd go back to the tree on February 25th, their anniversary.
Then February 24th, he passed away.
Though Ana had lost the love of her life, she still had a symbol of that love. The lock he painted for her.
He did it with so much love because at that time he knew he was getting worse. He wanted to leave something for me.
So on March 24th, 2021, Ana and her grandson returned to the tree.
And it's beautiful.
To hang this small reminder of that enduring love.
We just don't want to forget him.
That was the whole point, just to make people smile.
We've shown you a bunch of hidden gems to explore, but here's one you can experience. For 10 years, the Rice University campus has been home to TWILIGHT EPIPHANY SKYSPACE, the largest art installation from artist James Turrell.
Some artists might work with paint on canvas or others with bronze and sculpture. James Turrell's innovation is that he perceives light as the medium of the artwork.
Twice a day, at sunrise and sunset, you can see the artist's work on display.
What you'll experience as the light shifts in the environment surrounding the SKYSPACE, there is a specially programmed artwork that projects onto the ceiling of the structure, and the colors of those lights slowly change at the same time the sun either rises or sets.
Only the occasional bird disrupts the illusion that the sky is part of the ceiling, changing color and saturation constantly in that transition between dark and light.
And the perception that you have, I think, makes you see the world differently.
Turrell created more than 85 SKYSPACEs all over the world, some in existing buildings, some as their own structure. This, though, is the only two-story SKYSPACE and was the first built to inspire innovative combinations of music and visual art. It's also the most accessible to the public.
For us, it's an incredibly important way to welcome the public to the campus and to our community.
SKYSPACE is open to the public, no reservations needed. You just need to get here about 40 minutes before sunrise or 10 minutes before sunset to take in that full experience. And hey, you can explore Rice University, the whole campus, before or after, depending on how you plan your visit. And don't forget about the other college campuses around town, including the University of Houston. It has dozens of pieces of public art on display, and it is free to check them out. Even during the summer months, the main campus of the University of Houston is buzzing with activity. Students and staff walk the trails through tree-lined courtyards, sometimes not even acknowledging the public art they pass.
It's accessible to everybody, and there is no barrier.
The newest installation is going in here, adding to what started in 1969 when U of H became the first state agency with a public art collection. Some pieces blend in with the architecture, others were meant to stand out.
The focus has always been international, modern, and contemporary art.
You can see the full permanent collection on the Public Art Department's website, and even see each individual piece.
I think that that's a very unique opportunity and experience.
This is one of the pieces you really need to see in person because the appearance of it changes with every angle.
People who travel from all over the world to come and see it. And it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite pieces.
Other highlights include The Angel's Key by Texas artist Dorothy Hood.
She was really at the forefront of American modernism.
Jim Sanborn's A, A.
He was really inspired by the diversity of our student body and faculty and staff, and so he wanted to bring that in and fold that into his work.
Here by Sarah Brayman.
She is known for works that appropriate ready-made materials and objects.
Odile Donald Odita's Negative Space.
You really need to experience it by walking through it.
And another Texas artist's work. Luis Jimenez made Fiesta Jarabe out of painted fiberglass.
All of these artists have super interesting stories.
Stories you can learn about with a trip to the University of Houston.
You just hop on over, park, and here you are.
If you've made it to this point, you're probably thinking, Brandi, it is Houston in the summer. Give us some air-conditioned options. I got you. First stop, the Art Car Museum. When Anne and Jim Harithis opened the Art Car Museum in 1998, they
wanted there to be a place that you could come see art cars year-round.
The exhibits are always a mix of more traditional fine art and the kind on wheels.
Art cars are a uniquely new American art form. They should be shown with fine art because they are fine art. In this case, Harold Boudier is the artist featured here in the museum. It's a solo show, and we wanted to have some cars that complemented that, so all the cars are metal.
They are Phantoms, the Batwing, and Sig's Kill.
There's all kinds of art cars.
You can see examples in photos of past exhibitions at the museum.
There are people that just feel compelled, driven, to decorate their cars, to customize them.
Anne Harithis was one of those people.
She was very involved in just the whole art car scene and helping just support artists, and she has done several of her own art cars.
She passed away in December. To honor her, parade organizers at the Orange Show announced the Anne Harithis Legacy Award. And
we are having 10 of our museum-owned art cars at the beginning of the parade.
A fitting tribute to a woman who not only embraced, but celebrated Houston's unique art car culture.
We're all grateful she walked the planet with us.
We've also featured FOUCAULT'S Pendulum in the Houston Museum of Natural Science as a hidden gem. You can check it out for free during limited hours on Thursdays. Now those hours change seasonally, so you'll want to check out hmns.org before you go. You can also visit Rienzi for free on Thursdays. This is one of 2 house museums operated by the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. Harris and Carol Sterling Masterson put together an amazing collection of European art in their River Oaks mansion and then donated it all to the museum. Now you can take this quick trip to Europe right in the heart of Houston. Here's a look at some of the other Houston museums that offer free entry on Thursdays. Now some are free all day, some have limited hours for free entry, and just so you know the drill, check before you make plans. The Houston Museum of African American Culture is free Fridays and Saturdays, and that's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And one more freebie where you can cool off underground. You can take a tour of the Buffalo Bayou Cistern for free on the first Thursday of each month. You'll want to reserve a spot, which you can do at buffalobayou.org. Houston has so many more hidden gems to check out. If you want to watch segments on all the places we've profiled, hop on the KHU11 YouTube page or our free Fire TV and Roku apps. They all have this playlist, Living in the Lone Star, where you can check out all the videos. And if you visit one of them, let us know. Here's what you do. You go to the Near Me section of the KHU11 app, upload 3 photos or 1 video, share where you took them, and hit upload. If you have a hidden gem we need to explore, tell us about it. You can email me at bsmith@khou.com. Let me know where it is and what makes it special. You might just see it on KHU11 soon. See you next time.